Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events, and my have things changed, and they're going to continue to change. We're now in a very active weather pattern. Recording this Wednesday, November the 23rd, the day before Thanksgiving, shortly before 9 o'clock in the morning. I got a lot to show you, so just hold on. Two-day rainfall, 1.05 inches of rain in West Little Rock, outperformed what the models showed. At least for our section of the state. Boy, first of all, we're going to be lulled into a sense of quietness for the next few days. And then next week, after, when you're coming home and you go back to work and school after the Thanksgiving break, it's going to get very active. And how this all plays out, because it's Wednesday and this is next Monday, is of course uncertain. However, at this time, it looks like some very heavy rainfall will be possible, and not only for Monday, but towards the end of that week as well, towards that'd be December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, in that time period, that first full weekend of December, it looks like more rainfall. And the other thing, I like to look at the GFS ensembles and their temperature anomalies in increments, in daily increments, and in 5 to 10, 10 to 15 day increments. And it's showing, and it has been very consistent in past day 8 and 9, things trending much colder. And in the 10 to 15 day outlook, I'm going to show you this in just a second. The temperature anomalies at the surface it's much colder, below average temperatures. And that's really saying something, because it's been so above in November against the averages. And then when you see computer models for December, much colder against the averages, there should be a wide change in these temperatures, a very significant change. So let me just show you, and I'll make sense of everything that we're looking at here. This is the European computer model. Let me go back over here. And I just want to show you what kind of a situation we're in for Thanksgiving. This is what I would call a semi-zonal pattern, where you have from west to east flow. You see a disturbance here across the northern plains. But really no huge weather makers, and we're still being flooded with most of the country seeing Pacific air. So this is really a fairly benign weather pattern for most of the United States. It's, again, semi-zonal, which means from west to east. For things to change, you need, and for movement of cold air and even warm air, you need amplification. And we're looking at 500 millibars, I should say that, by the way, about 20,000 feet up. And these little red areas are the disturbances. And these black lines here, when you start to see them become more and gain more amplitude, that's when you know you're getting the movement of troughs and ridges and cold and warm. And then look at this. This is 144 hours out. This is valid next Monday on the 28th at 6 p.m. Remember how that flow was from west to east? Now we're looking at the entire North America, and now you see this ridge gaining amplitude in the eastern Pacific, and then the downstream trough here, and a southwesterly wind flow aloft here in the mid-south. That's going to bring this disturbance and transport quite a bit of moisture, and this is a lot of very cool air and warm air out in front of it. So there's the ridge going away and the Pacific air going away. So now you're starting to see the cold air starting to come into North America, or at least the United States, I should say. So anyway, this is Tuesday at noon. There's that deep trough. Again, we're looking at 500 millibars. We're going to take you down to the surface next to show you what's going on. But another significant rainmaker, very powerful upper level lows coming through. And then this is, let's see, valid Monday morning. There's the frontal boundary. Again, the milder air out in front of it. There's the colder air across the Rockies. It's going to be snowing like crazy, I'm sure, across the Rockies. And I think the real significant surface-based instability is going to be confined towards southeast Texas and Louisiana, where this can change, but there's going to be the threat for at least some severe weather, and we'll get to that in just a second. So this is Tuesday morning, and the front still in Arkansas. And I think the deeper moisture is going to be held down here towards the south, the more significant moisture. But surface-based instability. But we're going to have this frontal boundary come in, and then cold northerly winds. So duck hunters, heavy rain followed by north winds. how much rain. This is the concern, and I've always said this about Arkansas. Be careful with what you ask for. Rain, we need rain. We got a high wildfire danger. Yeah, we need rain, but you got to be careful with what you ask for around here. Burn bans, that's going to be going away. This is total rainfall according to the GFS through next Tuesday. Now, very important that I want to tell you, this does take into account what happened last night, but that was under an inch according to the computer model for the most part. But what I want you to notice here is the wide swath and the location. This is going to change where it pinpoints where the band of the heaviest rain will end up. But right now, you see this area from southwest Arkansas near the I-30 corridor through the metro up the 67 corridor, especially east of that. And you look at the legend here, it's showing 5 to 7 inches of rainfall between now and next Tuesday. And most of this would be Monday and Tuesday, the large majority of this. So like I said, be careful with what you ask for. Now, is the placement of this correct? Only time will tell, but there will be adjustments. I can tell you that. So, and you can see this, there's a very strong precipitation amount gradient. So, you can go from 2 inches to 6 inches, and it just depends on where this band sets up. Look at the European. Very similar. This is from EuroWX.com, by the way. This is from WeatherBell.com. But this is the European model. Again, there's that swath. The placement is different, but it's there. And this is showing, and it does take into account the rainfall that we had last night. But you can see 8, 7, 6, even 9 inches of rainfall. Again, where does this set up and how, and will we actually see those amounts? But the models are keying in right now, the two computer models are keying in on a swath of very heavy rainfall. The placement of this is very much uncertain at this time. It's there though. So that's why we've got to watch this. We'll see if these amounts come up, go down even, and where they get adjusted over the coming days with the disturbance coming in. Well, the main threat here across the main threat here across Arkansas will be heavy rain. I can't rule out strong to severe thunderstorms, but at this time, like I told you, I think the greatest amount of instability here is right where the Storm Prediction Center has it pegged across East Texas and western Louisiana, very close to southern Arkansas. But they have already outlined in their Day 6 outlook at least some risk for severe weather in this portion of the country. So could this get expanded towards the north? Well, this all depends on the track and timing of that low. We'll see how that plays out. Still many days away. But as of right now, at this time, recording this Wednesday, it would look like more of a heavy rain event here with severe weather towards the south. And as I said, it can always change. So that's why I'm just giving you all the heads up on this. This is what I like to do here on the blog. All right, this is what I'm talking about, the ensembles. The 5-day average 2-meter temperature anomalies in degrees Celsius. Very important. Look at this. I mean, in November, you see all these reds. I wish I would have loaded a map of all the November. Just you would have seen just red all over the place. Just been well above average. But this is the 10 to 15 day temperature anomalies, again, against the average in degrees Celsius. Look at this cold across the country, according to the GFS, GEFS, I should say. But you could see that this green and even purple area is indicating 3 to 7 degrees negative temperature anomalies in degrees Celsius. Again, that's against the averages. And you know the averages go down as we go into winter. So this could be some pretty chilly air heading our way. Now you're saying, Todd, what about snow? Well, just because you have temperatures that are below average does not mean snow or ice. It could be just a cold, cold rain. But you're in December at this point, and you obviously watch these things. So you want rain, you're going to get it. And as I always say, be careful with what you ask for around Arkansas. Thank you very much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog for your in-depth information. I want to wish all of you a very, very happy Thanksgiving. I cannot thank you all. Give thanks to my family and to all of you who have over the years you have watched me. You have gone to the blog. You have followed me on social media, And, you didn't have to do that. But I cannot thank you enough for your trust and the trust that you have put in me to give you the weather information over the last several years and to do blogs like this and to keep this thing going now for 10 years now. A decade old, the Arkansas Weather Blog, and I look forward to another 10 years. And thank you very much for making it all happen and for being a part of my life and coming here each and every big weather event, especially in the winters, and having that passion for the weather, and I get to share that with you. Thanks again for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog, everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We are your ticket to big weather events.